Feels weird, right?
It feels weird, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely feels weird.
Well, hey there.
Well, hello, you guys. Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody.
It's kind of been a while.
It's been a little while. If you have noticed from the title of this video, this was the title that we're actually hoping to post several weeks back.
Yes.
And it's just been incredible to watch God move regarding the sale of our home. And we have a really cool kind of God story to share with you. And we'll try to keep it short and sweet, but it really was just such a testimony of his goodness and his faithfulness. Nothing to do with the actual physical parts of selling a home, but what he did internally. It was just, gosh, it's so funny that we get to this place where like, only if I had that, I would be happy. And God's like, hold up. And then he works in your heart.
Yeah.
And then he works outside of you.
Right.
And it's just, it's just so special. I would not have had it happen any other way, even though it was very stressful. And I have a few more grays happening. But yeah, so we'll get to that.
Yeah. Do I want
to remind the people that you can still sign up at Hillsdale College for free courses? Before you even think about it, I just want you to watch this trailer right here for Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, because before I press play, I just want you to know, we have been so pumped up about the quality of this content and the fact that it's free, offered by Hillsdale College. There's over 40 courses, and they're ranging from things like economics or even politics, but I've been focusing on the Christian side of things, like working through C.S. Lewis's stuff, as well as this Christmas one that just got released. And so here's the trailer right here.
Being childlike is being open to a world that people become too adult to catch. At the beginning of A Christmas Carol, Ebenezer Scrooge is in a hellish place. He's cold, he's hard, he's brutal. We see ourselves in Scrooge. In our tendency to close in on ourselves, there's something very fundamental to human nature about that. This is a stereotypically adult temptation. Scrooge turns that into an ideology. He's unhappy, bitterly, but we will encounter the divine. We will see Christ entering the world, changing the heart and soul of a lost man.
And I just want you all to see the quality of it. And we have been needing that in the Christian world. Yeah. We've been really needing high quality Christian content that's going to encourage us and leave us feeling full of life, not watching something where you almost feel like you can take a shower afterwards because you're just like, do I fast forward here? Do I turn away? What's happening here? So definitely go to hillsdale.edu/masters to sign up for free courses. It'll really encourage you, and I promise you, you won't regret it. But now to
the story. So should we rewind? Because the last video that you guys saw, the sale of our house had just fallen through for the first time. Yes. And there was a lot of emotion involved. We were very, very confused. And I'm pretty sure we shared, like, there were so many specific prayers answered that when it fell through, it was like this very confusing, but God, wait, like I thought you said this. I thought these were the people. Like I thought. And we actually already had like our pod being delivered. We already had our Airbnb booked. And so we were like...
Airbnbs,
yes, for like multiple weeks while the house in Tennessee was being finished. And so we were like, what do we do?
It kind of felt like a mirage. Have you guys ever seen those on movies or TV shows where like these people are out in the desert and then they see almost like this island of just nice, cool water, then they run over there to it, and then they're like, oh wait, it's just more sand. Yeah. And that's where it felt like. It felt like we were walking towards where God was leading us, and then we got to that final point, and we were like...
Everything fell through.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we decided, we were like, you know what, maybe we do just need a little space, a little breather. So we decided, you know what, we already paid for the Airbnb, so we just got our family away, and it was so beautiful. Like what God, Seaside, where we went, was beautiful, but what God did in our hearts in those couple of days where we literally were in such an unknown, where we were like, we're not sure if we're gonna lose the house in Tennessee. We're not sure at this point because, to be fully transparent and honest, the market kind of shuts down around this time. Like no one's really wanting to like buy houses, sell houses, like right around Christmas. We had already been off the market for 2 months. And so we're like, we have to go back on the market. There's so much like questioning. So we go, we get away, and it was so cool, the overwhelming peace that God gave us over the process. And it like removed us from like, okay, well, this was our idealized version of how all of this was going to play out. And none of it played out that way.
Yep.
And yet we experienced, I feel like, a greater joy.
It played out better.
Yeah.
Even to the point where I made a friend.
Yeah,
the owner of the Airbnb, I've actually like really started to get to know this guy.
Yeah.
If you guys ever want to check out the Airbnb, it'll be linked below. It's called like the
great.
Calibe or Calibea. He and his wife have a cool story of why they have vacation properties. I won't get too deep into that, but it's a great spot if you're looking to get away to the Panhandle Beach in Florida.
Yeah.
I really connected with him because he knows a lot about real estate stuff, but Tori and I, we took that trip and it just felt right. It felt right to get away. It felt right to breathe. It almost felt like we were retreating into a secret place.
Yeah.
I know it sounds kind of deep. It sounds kind of like emotional, but it really did feel like we needed to give our family the extra little breathing room to figure out what to do next. And one of the things that I'm so proud about for us doing is we never acted irrationally.
Yeah.
We never acted out of anger.
Yeah.
And
because there were definitely some things there that happened.
Yeah, there's some stuff there, and God was totally glorified. But so here's the part that gets really funny, and
this is like where you're like, okay, so we'll just candid, totally like we're bringing y'all into what happened.
Yeah, come on over.
We needed a specific style of offer.
Yeah.
To actually close in time to not lose the Tennessee house.
Yes.
And we're like, we have no idea if this will actually come through because it's a very particular buyer.
It's a cash buyer.
It's a cash buyer.
You can say, because basically financing takes too long. We would have lost the Tennessee house, so we need a specific, someone who can close quickly.
Yeah. When we originally posted, there was no cash buyers like in the mix. And so we're like, who knows, you know, if there's a cash buyer. So we go back on the market. And the next day we get a showing, and that night we get an offer. Mm-hmm. The next day we're in like negotiations. It's a cash offer. It is like our miracle. We're like, what in the world? God, you're so stinking cool. Are you kidding me?
So the things that's going through my head is it's starting to line up similar with the prayers for Tori. What she prayed, okay, in 2 days, this is the price and this is the type of family. And like one of the things that stood out to this family that was the huge selling point was
the prayer room.
The prayer room. So we're like, oh my word, the stars are aligning. This is crazy.
Like, this is
what's
wild.
happening.
Our real estate agent was just like in love with this family. Like great family.
Then we had Thanksgiving with Tori's family up in the Panhandle. And then a few days later, they unfortunately had to back out because of some unfortunate circumstances. And obviously their family, is in our prayers. No less pain to the situation, it was no less confusing for us to know what to do, where it's like, honestly, doubt creeps in. And I'm sure you all thinking the same thing. Like, maybe we're not supposed to move.
Yeah.
And
both of them fell through within a week of when we should have been completely closed. On the house.
Yeah. It was within days for the second one.
Days.
And 4 days for the first one,
so 4 days before we were like set to close on the first one, and then less than a week before we were set to close on the second escrow situation. And so we're like...
So then our realtor's like, so what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. And we're like, what do you want to do? Like, what's happening here? Then the sky parted.
So then we go back on the market again for the third time. And honestly, at this point, at the beginning, I was like starting to feel very disconnected. I'm like, okay, we're going to just be in our house until after this baby's born. Mm-hmm. We'll end up just moving like later next year. Yeah. Like I'm kind of just like shutting down this dream for now and putting it on hold and saying our family's going to do this later. And then I felt like God saying, watch me do it again. Yeah. And I'm like, really? I'm like, really though?
Yeah.
Because like we've just been let down twice, like I don't know. And he's like, well, you sing that I'm the God of miracles.
Yeah.
I'm like,
wait, I think the word Tori got whenever she was praying was wait. And we're like, but for
For how long?
But like, just give us a little inkling.
Okay, but
like,
that's okay.
Week?
But when I prayed that, that was before we even fully knew that the first one was falling through.
Oh, okay.
Like the first one was like, it was falling through, but we were like, still like, can we potentially make this work with them?
Yeah.
And that's when I prayed. I'm like, Lord, what should we do?
Yeah.
And the only word I heard was wait.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, wait till like negotiations are better.
Yeah.
Or like wait and go back on the market.
Wait till breakfast or like.
Wait till next week. Like, if you could finish that sentence, it would be really great. But this is the beautiful thing about the Lord. When we wait upon the Lord, it's always for our benefit. And as we wait on the Lord, as we put our trust in Him, He raises us up on wings like eagles.
Eagles too.
Eagles.
Both. Yeah, He can do both. He can do it all.
Yeah. And so He gives us a new perspective. And so I literally feel like in that season of unknown, which was only a period of like 2 weeks, but felt like a lifetime.
Yeah.
He created like something so new and so fresh.
So just fast forwarding now, we go back on the market.
For the third time.
For the third time. And honestly, I could not remember. I do think it was 2 days later. I truly do think that. I need to double check that. A couple from out of town, we believe, are looking to move back for community and family. And they put in an offer without seeing the place in person.
Yeah.
And that was like nerve-wracking, where you're just like, wait a second, is this even real? It's what's going to happen here. But one of the coolest things about what we know from this family so far is that they're basically the same size family as us. They have, I believe, a little daughter. And so they want to live in a house very similar to the way we did. And that, to me, that just gets really exciting to know that the nursery will be carried on, and all in all, not to make this like an underwhelming end. I think it was just really cool to watch what God did inside of us. And all the stuff, can happen on the outside, like people falling through. The heart change is what is the prize.
We know the heart of why we're moving to Tennessee, and like literally as we're filming this, we're gonna be leaving this house in the next like hour, and saying goodbye. And I have not fully processed. I'm kind of not going there right now. But it just like reminded us of what we really find valuable in life, and how we just don't hold on to temporary things, like things that are here on earth. Like the community that we're walking into is something that like we value and hold so dear. And we value people and community and like doing life with those that we love more than doing life in a beautiful house. And so,
yeah, it's a lot easier to build a house than it is to build a community like that.
Yeah.
And that's what Tori and I have been kind of telling ourselves as we get ready for an emotional buy, because a lot of you all were with us along this journey, and how much meticulous intention we put into this house. And we don't want to seem ungrateful for how we're just kind of up and jumping ship, but we do believe that God is leading us there, and we also know that we will love to be there. And it's worth it for us to test it and see, and taste and see that the Lord is good. And so I do want to reiterate what Tori said, is that if you are in a place where you're really hoping for that physical thing, whether it could be something really big, like a big healing, or even something small, like you want a good grade or something, not that that's small, but you know what I mean. I would encourage you to keep pressing to the Lord, but also ask Him, like, God, what are you also doing inside of me right now? Because we just did a devotional, and it was about how the Lord is not slow. He is very patient with us. And so more often than not, it's us that needs to come along to the Lord's will than Him coming to our will.
Just every time.
Yeah, every time. And I feel this thing where I'm just like, I just imagine the Lord saying to us, like, hey, what if I have something better for you? And what if the thing that I'm doing inside of you is better than the thing that you want me to do outside of you? And that's not to say that that's not important or cool or special. It just means that let's make sure we're always checking what He's wanting to do inside of us, because after going through just something like this, it really shook us up and reminded us, oh wow, like it really lit a fire on us to petition the Lord, to seek his face, to spend time with him, to have connection with him, and not just kind of be a Christian. You know what I mean? Not just like, okay, yeah, like, you know, church stuff like is like, no, but like really feel close to him. And that's the part that I'm walking away with, is knowing that I needed a good kick in the rear, you know? And speaking of a good kick in the rear, you need to go check out hillsdale.edu/masters to get free courses, because those are a kick in the rear in your faith. Yeah. In terms of just like, they're equally high quality in the content as they are in the like information.
Well, that's the story, you guys. We will keep you posted when we get to Tennessee, let you know. We're not moving straight into that next house. It's not finished yet. But yeah,
crazy.
A lot of things changing. So we appreciate the fact that y'all have been patient with us. I know that we have not gotten out the content that we're like used to getting out in the time, but as you can see, there's been a lot going on behind the scenes.
Also been working on Unveiled. So if you don't know, now you know. Yay. Love you all. I gotta go.
See you the next week.